What is going on, everyone? This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. I hope you all have been having an all right day. I'm having an all right day. I hope you guys are having a good one. So yeah, Google didn't pan out whatsoever. Glad I didn't take a position in that. Disney, not great. Uber, certainly not good. Now, I at least had some shares for Uber, and definitely sold out before we got this low, probably about like maybe 5.5%, I think if I remember correctly. Still, I just want to hold it, and I want capital for more things. Usually I would not sell at kind of a loss like that, but this time I did, just because I think there were some other opportunities coming in. So yeah, I mean, this is some big volume to the downside as well on Uber. We'll talk about that a little bit later. As far as Google is concerned, not sure what it's trading at right now. Yeah, so you're off 7.65%. And again, it's that kind of contracting growth with cloud. It's massive amounts of CapEx. And so, I mean, we've seen this with Microsoft. We've seen this with Google. We're probably going to see this with Amazon as well, right? Unless Amazon is somehow pulling people from Azure and really whatever else Google is offering, at least as far as cloud is concerned, which is not exactly the same exact thing as what Amazon and Microsoft are doing, but still important and very similar. So that could be, I guess, a play on Amazon. But again, I mean, my point at this right now is you're going to see these very large companies dumping tons of money in to build out these data centers, AI inference, everything along those lines. And so it'll probably suffer in the near term for that. The only real delta, with Google was at this point increase in cloud. It didn't get that. Kind of the same for Amazon, and it was the same thing for Microsoft, right? I mean, I think Google just released one of their agentic platforms, which is good stuff, and I do believe this will drive revenues and big revenues too into the future. But I think in the interim, that is, this is what's going to happen with some of these stocks. So it'd be interesting to see what goes on with Amazon. We have the SPY right now trading up 0.26% at 603.32. You have the composite essentially sideways right now at 19,652. The Dow Jones Industrial off about 0.59% at 44,818. With the Russell trading at 0.92%. These are the futures, of course, at least in the Russell. You have the DXY off about 0.24% at 107.62. Crude off 2%. Gold contracts still moving up a little bit to the upside. Copper having a nice day, up 2.11%, $4.44. And then silver at 32.79. Let's see what else we got going on. Lucid up 0.85%. JPM up 0.65. Disney off about 1.59. Celsius, interesting. I think I want to sit down and do an actual analysis on this because it seemed very promising for a while, and it's really been trading kind of in this bound. And of course, we've broken down below that 24, about that 24, 25 level there, and are now trading even lower, which is unfortunate for this equity, and unfortunate for the company as well, because I have just seen it continue to dominate at every place I went to. I mean, so I would assume the sales are good on them, and the companies, the grocery stores, and the convenience marts want these things because they're stocked full of them, and they always go. So I'm not really sure what's going on. Of course, you had like an over purchase from Pepsi, but that was a while ago now. So it might be worth kind of taking a look into this and seeing what's happening. Trading at 5.2 billion right now, PE of 31. Let's see what else we got going on. Steel Dynamics at 1.93. Tesla off 3.42% on bad German numbers. The longer I go looking at this, I mean, this is a big breakdown, right? Especially from this movement up on earnings when we get to 419.14. I am almost arguing that, we get back to this kind of Trump rally level, 297. I want to take a strike almost at like 275 for May. The price for the contracts is not really that bad. Of course, these are puts. And it's a risk. I would probably just buy 10, right? So I think at that, let me see what this is. These are actually trading at right now. So this is what I've just been staring at. Okay, let me see here. And this is, of course, very risky. So you get 100 days out from that. What are these puts at? 730, okay? So you're kind of risking, if you do that, 7,300. But I mean, I believe this could even get back to this breakout level, kind of around 236. It'd pay you, 31,000. Now, of course, that's a big if, and you have a lot of risk surrounding robotaxi announcements coming around this time. That should be in June. So Musk, of course, has the ability to pump this. Other catalysts in that meantime don't really exist, right? I just believe there's going to be more liquidity fears, right? Or fears of illiquidity, I suppose. And I'm willing to take a risk on it because I don't believe the stock should be at this level. And I think Musk is getting himself into some really weird stuff right now that could end up impacting him. Now, of course, that's very speculative on that end. But I mean, having just read access at least and really kind of like physical control over a lot of these, payment systems in the government, I think could end up badly for him in some capacity. My point being is that this is a very risky play that I'm suggesting. This is something that I'm just kind of thinking of. But I don't believe the stock should be at this level. I think the news that keeps coming out with Musk continues to be more polarizing. We wait for Chinese numbers. I don't think there's any recovery from Europe. I believe Tesla will probably get tariffed by China if we continue this kind of war with them. I don't think Canada sales will be good. So, and really with robotaxi, you still have to sell these things, unless they're going to take the L on it and kind of put these things out by themselves. I don't know what the ride sharing app will be for robotaxi. I think there's a lot of ifs with this, or not ifs necessarily, but just kind of, there's not a lot of clarity on how this kind of pans out. And I really don't believe this gap up matters at all. I think this is kind of just, I think it was a Trump rally. I think you get up to here, obviously talking about Optimus, which I also don't believe will pan out in the near term. And by near term, I mean like the next 3, 4, 5 years. So anyways, I don't know. That's something I'm kind of looking at, but pretty bad today for them, off 3.53%. Obviously, this is kind of a change in tone, right? We'll talk a little bit more about this when we get back. Talk about SMCI and NVIDIA as well. NVIDIA is up, I believe it was 5% earlier, 4.54 right now. Folks, Sarah, they'll be right back.